The roar of the saw, the clank of the hammer, and the words, "Whoa, this is scary. No, you go first. A little help." This is what you would have heard while we were creating our project. To some, this might sound a little intimidating, but to us, these were the phrases of learning and creativity. Hi, I'm Kyleigh.
And I'm Clara, Level 2, Chapter Osceola, Family and Career and Community Leaders of America. This year for our STAR event, we decided to make a recycled table with the Lazy Susan and 2 chairs that can be used for all ages.
The table is made from old wooden pallets. The Lazy Susan was about to be thrown away, and the chairs were made from 4 old tires, all donated by small local businesses, Wood Customs and Hash's Muffler.
We began our project by using the planning process. We identified environmental concerns about pollution and excess waste. Americans throw away 290 million tires every year, and the U.S. wastes more tires than Europe. The amount of wood wasted could heat 50 million homes for 20 years. About 1 billion trees worth of paper are thrown away. These items end up in landfills or burnt, causing pollution instead of being used in innovative ways.
Next, we set a goal. Our goal was to take thrown away bed sheets, wood, and tires to make a table and chairs.
When we completed the first 2 steps in the planning process, we formed a plan. Once we had a plan, it was time to act.
Dumping these items instead of disposing them properly can harm natural habitats for wildlife in our environment.
Our title is Reuse It or Lose It, because if you don't reuse recyclable items, they will be lost in landfills, which may end up as pollution.
Next, and where the real fun began, we started by cleaning the tires. We had no idea just how dirty the tires were until we started to clean them. We had to pull out everything under the kitchen sink to get them clean.
Once the tires were clean and dry, we could paint them. We had to put on 4 coats of spray paint, and the last coat took the rest of the day to dry.
After that, we ripped a king-size bedsheet into strips, then braided the strips. They are tight but comfortable and soft. It took about 3 hours, and our hands were starting to cramp. We were both glad we only had 1 king-size bedsheet to braid.
Once the sheets were braided, we began our next step, weaving the braided bedsheet through the tires to make a seat. We drilled holes around the top 2 tires so we could put the bedsheet through. We saw a pattern we really liked and read an article on how to do it.
Now that the tires were done, it was time to start on the table.
Our next step was to take apart the pallets and get the nails out, but we were really scared to use the Sawzall and we didn't want to lose any of our fingers, so we let my dad handle it.
After the pallets were apart, we sorted the wood. We lined the wood up to the design of what the table would look like.
Once the wood was in order, we sanded each piece so it wasn't rough. We used finishing sanders so each piece was as smooth as a baby's bottom. With the smooth wood, we put the skirt on the table, which gave the table more support.
Next, we used a saw to cut the table legs to the correct length. But one piece of wood we cut had a nail in it. We didn't see it. We cut it and sparks flew. We were scared but could not stop laughing. It took a few minutes for our hands to settle down.
After we were done cutting, we put the table together with screws and nails using the drill and nail gun. We had no idea how much fun building something from what other people called junk could be.
When the table was done, we sanded the whole thing down, top to bottom. The final step of our project was to put lacquer on the table.
We wanted to add a special touch, so we thought a Lazy Susan would be perfect. We used our leftover wood from our pallets and cut a circle to overlap it, and mounted it to the reclaimed Lazy Susan. Then sanded it so it wasn't rough, and spread lacquer on it so it shined. Then, to make the table and chairs look more like a set, we painted rhombuses down the center piece of wood.
This project helped us learn more about how our environment is being harmed. We also learned from our research that many people dump these items on the side of the road, because it costs an average of $10 per tire to dispose of them properly.
We are hoping our project will open people's eyes to see the amazing possibilities they can do with so-called trash instead of dumping them improperly.
Overall, we are very pleased with our project. We would not have changed anything because it was successful in its purpose.
We feel that this is a fun project that may be time-consuming, but just about anyone that has access to power tools can do. We hope that by others seeing this project, they feel empowered to create useful items from what other people have thrown away too.
Looking at our project and the time it took to make it, we decided that if we were going to sell the table and chairs, we would charge $200. We would offer personalization such as painting the table and chairs and bed sheets with designs or specific colors. We would charge $250. Instead of selling our project, we are going to donate it to the Osceola kindergarten class.
By having this project in the kindergarten room, we are hoping to inspire FCCLA students to not only see the cool stuff you can create from thrown away items, but also how much fun STAR events can be. We are looking forward to creating more projects of recycled items and showing how FCCLA guided us in the process.
One thing we learned was problem solving. We will use problem solving in our future by when things get hard. Problem solving will help us find resolutions.
Challenges we had was learning how to use power tools. The wood custom owner taught us how to use them.
Thank you for your time.